What's up, everybody on YouTube? I'm Larry the Batman fan. I'm back with another video. So today, we're going to be talking about Sony again. Now, as you may know, or maybe you don't know this, I'm not a fanboy of Sony, Nintendo, Sega, or Xbox. I simply enjoy playing video games, and I enjoy talking about them. I like any console as long as it has a decent library of games that I want to play and actually consider to be worthwhile or worth my time. The Panasonic 3DO and the Philips CDI are pieces of crap with barely any good games on the system that I would play. I have never owned a Philips CDI, but I've heard of its bad reputation. I did own the Panasonic 3DO before, though. That system really sucked. But I was just getting that out of the way. So, with the PlayStation, we have made 5 PlayStation consoles. Well, with this new console, the one thing that I don't really like with Sony is that they're starting to go digital with games. When I bought the system I have right over here, which y'all can see. Actually, I don't think you can see it there. Hopefully y'all saw that. PS5, I have the white model. I bought the version with the disc drive, and trust me, it was not easy getting these things. Now they're easier to get a hold of, but for like the first year and a half or so, or almost 2 years, it was impossible to get these things. And people were selling these consoles online for ridiculous prices with no games. There was no way I was going to pay $1,500 for a PS5 with the game with no games, just the system in a box with everything. It's just ridiculous. And even 12 or 1,000 was ridiculous. I got mine from Korea, not North Carolina, sorry. North Korea or South Korea, one of them, sent from eBay for $679. A little bit above the price, but at the time, it was like the best deal that I could find. Like nobody else had any, you know? So I plopped down that money from eBay and got myself a PS5. I actually had to pay more because I bought several games for the system. Ghost Runner, I believe is what it's called. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 or 2, something like that. Or no, it was the Sniper Ghost Contracts game, the second one, which I didn't end up liking too much. I played it, it was confusing. Astria Ascending, Destruction All Stars, Rainbow Six Extraction. It was about 8 games that I bought. I figured 8 games would be enough to keep me satisfied. Of course, I got more games over time, but those were the first 8 that I started with. There were 2 other games I didn't mention, but so yeah, that's what I started with. And that's great and all that we have physical media, but the problem is Sony had really bad marketing for the PS5. In the PS4, it was kind of tough in the beginning to get a PS4, but it didn't take me over a year to get one. It was only about 5 months before I finally got a PS4. I didn't get it in 2013. It was like 2014 when I finally got mine at a GameStop. The before that, like PS3, I didn't buy that. My mom bought that. PS2, it was not a big clusterfuck trying to get the system. You know what I mean? It was a piece of cake back in the PS1, PS2 days, you know, and the PS3 as well. PS4 hits, it's like nobody has any PS4s. GameStop don't have it. Target doesn't have it. Sears didn't have it. Fucking Mr. Deals didn't have any, except one used one, which it was trying to sell for like $380, but it's like bullshit because they were $400 when they first came out. So why would you pay $380 for a used one? I could say $350 or $325 or something. But why $380 for a used one? That's bullshit. So yeah, the marketing like really sucked for Sony. It could have been a lot better. And to make matters worse, now they're saying they just put this out there for people to see that they're thinking about doing away with or physical copies rather of the games. And it's like, I don't really like that, because at my house the internet's not very good, and just it's better to have physical games. Physical games, you can actually hold it in your hands and actually archive it on your shelf. I think that's better than digitally owning it. There are some people that say, oh, well, I don't have the space for it, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather have it digitally. What happens if they take down the servers? They take down the servers, then you're screwed. You can't play the game. What the hell are you going to do then? Downloading crap's not fun. Who wants to sit there and download a game? You didn't have to do that back when you played the NES or the Sega Genesis, or even the N64 or the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1, or even the Sega Saturn. Pop the disc in, close the door, and in a matter of seconds you were playing the game. Well, maybe a minute and a half, but still, a lot better than what we got now, where you got to sit there and install the game into the machine, wait for it to go through its processing, and then install again, just so it gets to 100%, and then get to play the game, which I thought was really stupid. Okay, and it's the same thing with Xbox as well. Really stupid. Games being digital is not really a great thing, in my opinion. It would be nice to see some of them be digital, fine, whatever, just to keep people happy. But what about the people who can't play digital, who don't have a good internet connection? Then they can't play those games, period. What's the point? Better to be physical. I mean, yeah, fine, keep the digital games on your Sony PlayStation Store that you got for PS4 and PS5. It's fine for people who want it, but what about people who don't? What about people who actually are collectors and want to hold the actual disc in their hands? So that's something that Sony should just make optional. I also don't agree with this whole internet thing. Like, why do certain games you buy, a parent buys a new console for them, they're not very aware of this stuff. My mother was growing up before video games was a thing. Now she's living in this time where she doesn't understand how to use a remote for the TV. Because my mom's TV is a Roku TV. So we get the regular antenna channels, 50 channels, or 56 channels, and then like some Roku channels, which is probably over 100 channels for her TV, plus some other stuff that you can watch through the Roku app. My mom don't understand it because she's older, and during this time TV was like a wood TV. It was basic stuff, Didn't have to deal with any bullshit or frustration, As technology evolved, things seem to get more complicated for some. For me, I'm subpar when it comes to technology. Some things I'm pretty good at, knowledgeable at, and other things I'm not so knowledgeable at. I know a lot about video games, how to record videos for YouTube, make content for people. But there are some things that I don't know. But I will say, I don't really like digital. I really wish they would stop the digital stuff. Give us the physical media, because otherwise, if you're just going to do digital stuff, Sony, you're going to turn a lot of people off. If people aren't going to want to buy shit from you, they're going to want to, like, boycott you. I can just see people with picket signs saying, blank Sony, and we want physical games written on a piece of wood with a nail or two in it, picket sign going around in circles. Give us physical games. Give us physical games. I could just see that a mile away. I also do, like I said, feel that Sony needs to, and also Xbox too, because they're guilty of this too. Don't make games digital only, and don't cause it to where you have to connect to the internet. You know what I mean? Because then some people will be left out, not able to play the game. I don't know if Nintendo's doing this, but I know that Sony and Xbox are. And my mom, when she buys a console, if she bought a console for me, like say I didn't have this PS5, and she bought this PS5 for me, she probably would wait till the price dropped to about $300 or so, because we're not wealthy people. So she wouldn't buy it at $500. So anyways, yeah, she would buy the console for me, the disc version that I want, because that's the version I did get. Not the other version that's digital only, with no disc drive, so you can't even pop in a DVD or a CD. It was really stupid. And she'd buy a game as well, but she'd find a game for me and purchase it along with the system. But if I got the game and it said internet required in the front of the game, then I just know we're screwed, because I can't play the game. So really, that isn't fair. And I got 3 games on my shelf that I simply cannot play. Back 4 Blood, Babylon's Fall, and Rainbow Six Extraction. Because those 3 games, they had that thing on the front that said internet required. So I never played those games. I really want to play those games. I heard Back 4 Blood really sucks. I know Jackal Goldkick reviewed that with the collab video we did. It sucks. But the other 2 games, and Back 4 Blood, what the hell, I would play it just to give it a try. Require internet, so I don't know. For some reason, we don't have good internet here, so it doesn't really work for me. I couldn't even play the games. It's really sucky that Sony and Xbox have to do that, or games have to be played with the internet. It should just be optional. Stop forcing us to pay money for games, and then we have to basically connect to the internet. It's really stupid. Another thing that I don't like that Sony's doing is when you buy a $60 game, which I don't buy $60 games anymore because I know that they're going to drop in price eventually. And some of these games, the length of the games is not worth it for $60 or $70. Not even $50. I think $40 would be my limit. So it's better to wait for the price to drop. But sorry, my head's itchy. So yeah, what I would do is I would just wait for the price to drop. But the thing I don't like is, like, when you buy the game, you should have everything that's in the game. Don't be jerked around at a certain point in the game, get halfway through the game, and it says you need to connect to the internet. It's like, why? I'm playing this game offline. I'm trying to play through the campaign. Why are you doing this to me? This is ridiculous. I played Forza Horizon 3 on the Xbox One years ago, and that game did that to me. It was really stupid. I didn't even really like the Forza games, but anyways, this it's just an example. And then we can't play it. We can't progress in the game. It's like, this is not fair. You have to buy something in the game in order to progress. Buying a suit in God of War or something, or buying a new skateboard in Tony Hawk. And if you don't buy the skateboard or the new suit, well, tough cookies. You can't get through the damn game. But pay us $25 for a new skateboard in Tony Hawk. Pay us $30 for a suit in God of War that you'll only have for a little while and then want to go back to its original, the way the guy originally looks. It's stupid. It really is. And it's greedy and it's unacceptable. And we should stand up and say no to this crap because it's just wrong. Games should not be digital only. Games should work fully and functionally without glitches or bugs. Games should not have internet problems. And games should be optional when it comes to the internet and connecting to the internet. So these are all some problems that I have with Sony and Xbox. So just had to get this off my mind, guys. I hope you guys agree with me. What is your personal opinion on this matter? Do you think that digital games should be optional, or do you think that this trend that's going on is acceptable? Or are you like me where you think it's not acceptable? Do you like the state of games and what is going on with the gaming world? Do you think it's fair or do you think it's not fair? Please let me know. I'm interested. Type it down in the comments section below. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. And as always, gamers, game on. Gamers, game on. God bless you all. Take care. Larry the Batman fan signing off. Peace.